Today I'm going to talk a little bit about why I pretty much haven't been on YouTube, and I know a lot of you already know. I'm going to try to keep myself together. It's going to be really hard. So, and excuse how I look. It's been the hardest 7 days of my life. Today makes 7 days. So, or six, I'm not sure. So on Thursday, today is Wednesday. So Thursday of last week, I came home from the doctor's, and I was going about my day. I wasn't feeling too well. I do believe in signs, so if you don't, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for anything. I believe in signs. um, so I came home. I had to get a CT scan of my belly, and I was supposed to not eat anything for 4 hours. So I was feeling a little yucky already from my stomach. And so my husband took me home after that because I worked that day. And through my work hours, I had to drink some stuff to get my CT scan done. And my husband took me home after. And I still wasn't feeling myself. So my daughter wanted to go take a walk because normally that's what we do. We take a walk. And I told her to give me a little bit, like maybe an hour, and then I will go walk with her because I enjoy walking. It does me good. The sun does me good. So she was like, okay. So I laid down for a little bit, and then I got up because I started feeling very uneasy, like, very like anxious. And so we went to take a walk. And no, before we went to take a walk, I told her, let me go use the bathroom. I have this little glass jar that I bought from Dollar Tree when my husband and I moved into our new house. And I used to use it to put little downy beads and a little succulents. So that little area always smell good. I'm in Chicago, by the way. This is my daughter's living room. So this is a weird, awkward place. I don't know where to. I don't have anything to set my camera. I don't have lighting. So I don't know if I should open up the blinds. But, so I have this little thing there, glass jar, that has never moved for the last 3 years. Well, when I went to use the bathroom, it's on top of my toilet. I don't know if I said that because I'm a hot mess right now. And I don't remember if I said something, if I didn't say something. And I sat there and I get on my phone because I watch some of you YouTubers while I'm sitting there. And so if this is TMI, if I go pee and it's supposed to take me 2 minutes, it might take me 15, 20 minutes because I'm watching you guys. So I sat there, and next thing you know, something behind me just like, the little glass that has never moved in 3 years flips upside down and falls in my garbage can, and the little sucking is just hanging. And I was just in shock, like, what the heck was that? I kind of like was a little scared because I felt something very strong and heavy on my back. And I wanted to talk to it. I wanted to say, like, what is it? Who's behind me? Which is weird because it's just a wall. But I felt something really strong behind me. So I left it in the garbage can. Now I wish I had picked it up. I went back eventually and I picked it up. And so I went on this walk with my daughter. So we walked around like we normally do. And I came back. I sat down on my dining table because I started getting this horrible, horrible pain on this side of my head and on my face, which is weird. Like this right here, this right here, this. And I was like, oh my God, no matter how much Tylenol I took, it was not going away. And so next thing you know, maybe less than an hour later, I don't even remember how long it took. And it didn't take that long because I remember sitting down, and a little while after that, my phone rang, and it was my daughter, my oldest daughter that lives out here with my son. And I picked up the phone. She was already crying. And I asked her, like, what's wrong? Because she usually calls me when she feels like she's struggling or she's feeling down, so she'll cry, and that's just her way of venting and like reaching out for help, like, Mom, I need to talk to you, I need you to make me feel better. So I thought it was one of those calls. And so she starts crying, and she said my son's name. And I flipped, guys. I lost it. And so she had to yell and tell me, Mom, but he's alive. He's alive. And so that made me feel a little better. Not completely, but it gave me that I can breathe kind of moment. You know, my son is alive. So right away I got on my knees. That instant that she said my son's name, I got on my knees, praying to God and begging God, please don't take my son. Please don't take my son. I beg you, take care of my son, but don't take my son. And so she explained to me what happened to my son. Well, she tried, because I was too busy screaming and crying, so she had to talk to my son. From my understanding, for all I heard was my son has a dirt bike. I think it's a little bigger, almost as like a smaller motorcycle. And she said he got into an accident in his motorcycle. I guess he was turning. The gentleman that was coming, that my son thought he was going to keep straight because there was no turning signal, turned and jumped in front of my son, according to the police reports. And so my son was really hurt. The ambulance that was coming at that moment, because God is good, was not for my son. They were on their way to pick up someone, but since they saw my son in such bad shape, they took my son first. And from my understanding, my son, like, my son busted all this open. He busted the side of his head open. My son has severe brain damage. So they immediately had to do surgery on my son because of the swelling of the brain. So they had to remove part of his skull to let the brain swell. So they immediately did brain surgery on my son, and it's really bad. It's bad all around. So Um, he was hurt on the whole side of his face. He damaged like his eyes are not looking good either. So I pray to God that his eyes are okay. He like broke like the side. He's got damage all over his face, like his, I don't know, part of his jaw area. He hurt himself pretty bad. He broke both of his wrists, and I guess he has more broken bones here. His legs are okay. His ribs are bruised. He was right away put into a ventilator. So my son is in bad shape, guys. He hasn't woken up. They keep bringing down his sedation to see if he wakes up. Today is Wednesday. I don't know what day I'm in. I don't know what day I'm living. Today he gets 2 different surgeries to avoid infections, sepsis, because having the tooth for so long can cause all that. So they're gonna put, I don't know how to say this. I know he's gonna get a PEG tube. It's a feeding tube to feed him. And then he's gonna get, so the part that they removed out of his skull is in his belly. So it's, I don't know, it gets better and it stays healthy, so they can put it back when it's time. And he's also gonna get, I don't know how to say that either, so I'm gonna show you guys. He's gonna get this right here, which goes right here to help him breathe, because they're hoping that when he does wake up, because I have faith that my son will wake up, that he won't go bonkers and start pulling all kind of stuff out, because that will be harder to put back in and to prevent infections. And they don't know if it's short terms or it's something that he's gonna need for the rest of his life. We're hoping that it's just 6 to 8 weeks, and then my son can be up and try to eat on his own. But if he can't breathe, he can't eat on his own. And so they have to put the feeding tube as well. What else, guys, that I want to share with you guys? Some people come on camera and they just want to share the very little basic, but to me, you guys are my family. You guys are all praying for my son. And I just want to share with you guys what's going on with my son. So we don't know how my son is going to wake up, if my son's going to need help for the rest of his life, if my son's going to be okay. I'm going for the okay. He's going to be fine. He's just going to need physical therapy and stuff like that. Because as a mom, you don't want any child of yours to struggle in life. Yet a 32-year-old young man that has a life ahead of him has 2 kids, and his kids are miserable. My granddaughter said, I think I need to go break a bone so I can lay next to daddy. The things kids say, right? She said, because I miss him so much and I want to be with him. She's a daddy's girl, guys. She's always all over my son, and my son spoils her rotten. And so my son, I do have a little good news. It's not how bad, guys. Stop. My son, yesterday, Tuesday, finally got the drainage out of the brain removed, which means his brain is not bleeding like that anymore, so he doesn't need that. So to me, that's positive news. He actually They were telling me he was not corresponding, so he wasn't responding to command. But yesterday we had the best nurse ever. Her name is Kaya. She was the first nurse in 6 days that has given me the most information, has explained so much to me that I went and I got her, I made her a goodie basket to go thank her and show her love and appreciation, because I know that's their job, but some people don't. I see nurses and my son's on watch 24/7. And I see nurses, they're on their phone talking with friends and stuff. And it scares me because my son can choke or whatever, and they're just too busy laughing and being on their phone, and I don't know how great they're watching my son. And when I ask for information, they don't know much. So she was the best ever. And when you have people like that, you bless them. You try to bless them back. Because she filled me with blessings, hope, and love yesterday. Something that no one in the hospital has given me yet. One of the doctors told me that I have to think also, if my son doesn't come out well, that he would have to live in one of these places. Like, my son doesn't need to live in any place, because no matter how my son comes out, I'm gonna be there for my son. He's my boy. I had my son when I was a kid myself. I was 16. We were kids growing up together. He's my best friend. He called me every day to try to make me laugh. Through my COVID time, he was there fighting for me, and that's what I'm doing for my son today. He did not give up on me, and I'm not gonna give up on him. And I know this video is a mess, and he didn't come to see me cry. But as a mom, what do you expect for me to do in front of this camera? Unfortunately, I still have to make some type of income while I'm out here in Chicago, because I'm guessing I have to live here for a while until I know what's going on with my son more. And so I will have to still make an income, since I can't make an income with my regular job, even though I could probably transfer temporary. But I don't have the right state of mind right now. Like, I don't have the peace or to be at a job 8 hours not thinking about my son. I have the privilege right now to constantly be able to go to the hospital. My daughter lives 5 minutes away, to go to the hospital and check up on him whenever I feel at ease, or I feel like, I want to know how he's doing, or I want to go talk to somebody, or if I just want to look at him, because I just go and stare at him and I cannot touch him. I cannot see him face to face. I have to see him through a glass, which is really hard as a mom, because I just want to grab his hand and tell him, I love you, Joel. You got this. We all got this with you. But I haven't been able to see him in person. And they tell me maybe I don't want to see him right now because he doesn't look that great. As a mom, we don't care, but at the same time, I don't know if I can handle that image, because all I see is my goofy Joel laughing with his big white teeth and being silly. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to let you know, which I'm sure a lot of you already know, why I haven't been on YouTube. But unfortunately, like I said, I will have to be going to Dollar Trees because I need stuff still. I will do little hauls here and there because I still have to make some type of income. So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you guys, what's going on. I know a lot of you are praying for my son, and if you can continue praying for my son, I really appreciate it. His name is Joel. We call him Joey or Joe, or I call him my Jojo. So if you can continue to pray for my boy, I really, really appreciate it. My son can use all the prayers in the world. And I thank you guys for doing that. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, showing me love and support, not just me, but my family and my son. I thank you guys so, so much. But yeah, guys. So if you see me doing a haul or something, I really hope that people don't think like, oh, her son is in bad shape and she's shopping. I'm still human. I still have needs. I still need to get stuff. I still need to work. I still need to have some type of money to take care of my even my son, whatever my son might need. He's not married. He just has me, my daughter. He has my family. He has a big group support. My husband. How can I forget about my husband? My husband is amazing. My husband is always there to help me. I don't know how that man does it. He's always there to help me and my family, my kids. My husband is just, he's the best. God has blessed me with a wonderful man, and I am super thankful for him. He right away tried to get me out here. And he comes with me. He's so supportive. He's just, I never known anyone to be like that. And to have my back the way he does for every little thing, even the dumbest things that I want. He's just there. And I love my husband so much too. I couldn't do any of this without my husband. I just couldn't. My husband is like my support system. With my husband, without my husband, I feel like I fall apart. Like he just keeps me together. He's like my little glue. Like, I just feel so much comfort when my husband, like, one hold of my husband's hand, and everything just gets better. Sometimes I forget to tell him how much I love him too, but I try to remind him that he's great, he's awesome, that I love him. He's the best thing that has happened to me besides my kids. He's just awesome, guys. Awesome. With a capital A and a W in the middle and an E at the end. I used to tell him that when we were dating. But yeah, guys, this is what I wanted to let you guys know. I'm 22 minutes in, and I'm sure you did not come to see me 22 minutes in, sobbing and crying and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm a mom with a broken heart that I hope that it heals sometime soon. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, for your love and your support and your prayers. I hope you guys are staying safe. Always remember to make those memories with your family. And if you're fighting with anybody, go make it better. It's not worth it. It's not worth it if you're mad at someone that you love. It's not worth it. Things can change in a blink of an eye. You don't want to live with regrets. Life is too short. Just make the best out of it, okay, guys? I love you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.